Hey, good evening, everybody. Christie Hutcherson on the front lines and in the fight every day for you, the American people. Good boy. There's a lot of stuff going on that I want to kind of go over. I just got back from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and Philadelphia, and it was an incredible 4 days. I can tell you that. We flew into Philadelphia. Yes, we've got a lot of rioting. There's a lot of thugs in the streets. There's a lot of, it's really sad what's happened to this beautiful, beautiful city called Philadelphia. Uh, this is what happens when lawlessness takes root in America. And Philly's just one of many Democratic blue stronghold cities that you're seeing lawlessness, and you're seeing just the erosion of morals in this country. And but one of the lights was I went and I was training with some incredible individuals. I brought in Dan Nash, who is one of the best trainers for anti-human trafficking, not just in the country, but probably around the globe. And Lawrence Kennedy of Kennedy International Logistics and Services. He heads up major operations for not only my organizations, but many others throughout the world on an international scale. And we were training on what regular citizens can do to combat evils like child trafficking. And then we went to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania on Sunday, and we did a prayer for our nation on the battlefield. We were in front of Meade's headquarters. And if you don't know what Meade's headquarters is, it's really a very important area of the battleground. Up on the hill is where one of the biggest battles and what actually turned the tide of the war. And it was just an incredible event, just praying for our nation, praying for Pennsylvania. And I believe we're going to see a change. But I want to talk to you about the ramifications of what just happened tonight. Kevin McCarthy was ousted. So everybody who's tuning in right now, if you don't know already, Kevin McCarthy was ousted as Speaker of the House. The vote was 216 to 210. And this is historical. It's very historical event today. But our democracy and our republic called America was alive and well today, I believe. I was listening to the bantering on the floor with the Republicans going at each other on each side of the fence. And there were some good people who were opposing what Matt Gaetz was doing, including Jim Jordan. But that's kind of sad. One of the things that really disturbed me, I think the most, that I was listening to, and if you guys have the opportunity to go back and replay that, I really highly recommend you do so. See, again, I hone in on to language and what people say, and this is where the problem lies up in Capitol. And by the way, whether you're Republican, Democrat, or Independent, they all do this, and this is one of the biggest symptoms that we have. Because number one, they take it personal. Two, they think it's an attack on them. Three, they were defending them as a friend. Kevin McCarthy calls my children or calls me up and says, "Happy birthday." He shows up and sends birthday cards to my family. He's a friend. I'm defending my friend. Well, you can be friends, but that's not what your job is. You're not there to be friends. When you step into the chambers, you're not there to support a friend. You're there to support your constituents. You're there to support the Constitution of the United States of America. And I don't know about everybody out there. We can all agree on certain points and disagree. But the fact is this, because I've been on the border since 2 weeks into the Biden administration. I've been all over the globe talking to world leaders. I've driven over 30 states, been to the northern border. I see it when I go into the grocery store at the gas pump like you do. My son recently tried to buy a house, a mortgage, and he got turned down and can't even purchase a home because inflation, interest rates are out of control. We have terrorists on our soil. We have open borders, murders, rapists, fentanyl at unprecedented levels. The erosion of everything in our society, lawlessness, and all they want to do is hold a hearing after hearing after hearing after hearing. So I believe what happened today on the floor was the right thing to do for the American people. And the more I was listening to the different congressmen who got up there and women, the more I realized how out of touch they actually are with the heartbeat of America. Fox News, I was watching Fox News, which I don't do very often, but I was watching and I was listening even to the commentators and even the guests. And they are so wrong with what they were saying. And again, so out of touch with the heartbeat of America. Because I've been talking to people all over the country. I get emails all the time. I interact with you guys. They're not doing their job in Congress. And it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent. None of you are doing your jobs. Our debt is more than we've ever had in history. Kevin McCarthy is okay with voting for sending more billions of dollars to Ukraine than sending billions of dollars to close the borders and eject those who have illegally entered our country. You can say you've passed the most comprehensive border bill in history. It's a lie. It's political pandering. You see, because when you get down to the roots and the potatoes, the meat and potatoes of it, they can actually overturn. The Biden administration can overturn what they passed because it didn't have root. It didn't have strength to it. Yeah, there's going to be some uncertainty over the course of the next 24 to 48, possibly 72 hours. But what happened today, I believe personally, it was the right thing to do for the American people. Kevin McCarthy was not doing his job. You see, he decided not to shut the government down. That is powerful. We cannot continue to have a rogue government. We cannot continue to spend like we have unlimited resources and money. I just read a report today from the National Security Intelligence Briefing, and I also looked at the report coming out of the EU and another report coming, out of the WEF. We are in serious financial trouble, not just in America, but all over the globe. It's one of the top 5 risks for instability in the next 2+ years. I believe it's sooner than that. I don't know about you, but I have to have a budget. I don't have an unlimited resource of funds to pay my bills or buy things without having any repercussions. So I applaud you, Matt Gaetz, today for standing up. I applaud those who stood strong, the 11 Republicans who actually stood their ground. Right, wrong, or indifferent, we have to hold even the Republicans accountable for their actions. We, the people, are the ones who are in charge. So now what do you want to do? I believe everybody who's listening to this message should really contact their congressman now more than ever. First and foremost, you need to tell all of them that you agree with what just happened and that you're out of touch with America. We're tired of the spending. We're tired of sending money and weapons that we desperately need here in the United States to Ukraine. I'm going to go live another day and I'm going to really break down the Ukrainian war and what it's really all about. I'm going to advertise that for about a week, and I'm going to have pictures and slides, and I'm going to really break this down. If anybody out there who's really interested to find out what's really going on about Ukraine and why we're actually sending money and weapons over there, it will rock your world again. Remember, I used to work in DC, and I was contracted by our own military in the Pentagon and the DLA and the DOD. And I'm going to break that down for you. We do not belong sending more weapons, more money, more anything to Ukraine. Thank you, Matt Gaetz, for stopping that. I hope they continue to stop it and defund that. 2, the border. Do you know I'm in contact all the time with Border Patrol, U.S. Marshals, and sheriffs? We can close the border down within 24 hours. If we defund all of the NGOs, we defund the bills that are paying the hotels and the credit cards and the motor scooters and the credit card companies that they're getting, borders will shut down because we will not have a place to house them. We need to defund completely every NGO and every office that is allowing this illegal invasion to take place on our soil. They were not going to do that. Kevin McCarthy was not going to do that. You see, sometimes you got to play hardball. You got to be tough. I know you moms out there, most of the moms out there, they control the budget of the family. And you know what? When times get lean, they get tough, right? You can't buy that. You can't spend there. We got to cut back on that. We got to chop out cable. That's reality, what you do when you're bleeding. So Matt Gaetz' move and those 11 Republicans to oust Kevin McCarthy was the right move to do. Now we need to pray and pray hard that they put somebody in there who truly is willing to serve the American people for such a time as this. We are standing on a cliff. We are at a crossroads. America's leading to the most important election season of our life, at least in my lifetime and in yours. I hope we have a 24 election. Maybe not. They may have chaos. We might have terrorist attacks, more rage, more people burning down cities. You're starting to see an uptick of all of this happening. A new plan, you know what? They could enact martial law and say we can't have, there's too much unrest. We can't have elections. They're going to have to be postponed. We don't know what lies ahead. But what we know is what we can control. You can control what you do from here on out. You need to engage more than ever. You need to continue no matter what happens. You need to continue the fight for the election security. You need to continue the fight and contact your congressmen and women. You need to continue the fight to push back against Marxist tyranny. More importantly, you need to get a plan together. You need to be in unification together because this division needs to stop. The rhetoric coming pushed out in news media, paper, social media, our politicians, it's typically hate. And when you hear hate coming out of their division, you're this, you're that, you know it's from a place of lies. So stop buying into it. You see, there's more of us than there are of them. We need true leaders to rise during this moment in history. We need to lead the American people into a bright new day. I believe America has an incredible future ahead of her. I believe that we are still a beacon on a hill, a light in the darkness. The rest of the world is looking and waiting with a bated breath at America and to see what's going to happen with her people. You see, we the people are the strength of this beautiful nation. We the people are the backbone. We're the engine that drives her. It's always been that way. I think we just kind of forgot it. Not all of us, but I think we get bogged down and weighted down with all of the stuff, that information that's being pumped out at us. And sometimes we just need to take a good old-fashioned deep breath, look around us. There's beauty here. There's beauty even in those we disagree with. There's strength when we embrace those differences. We don't fall into them, but we embrace our differences. We need to come together as Americans. We need to boldly, firmly proclaim that we will not allow this country to go down without a fight. Freedom and liberty are so valuable. They're so precious. I don't know about you, but I want my children and my grandchildren and my children's children's children to grow up in an incredible, beautiful country that I got to grow up in. I'm not recognizing her right now. It's because we've been living in this bubble of fear. You know, if you understand history, you understand what Nazi Germany did, Hitler, what Mao did, what Stalin did. You see these incredible evil dictators. They honed in on very good skills, and that is how to control a narrative and make it sound great. You know, nothing is free in this life. And I'm going to right now talk to the youth right now, the younger generation. You think free education and free this and free that and staying home and not working and getting that Uncle Sam check to stay home from whatever it is. That, oh my God, this is fantastic. Look at all this stuff. I get to do my own thing, work my own hours. I don't have to go to work if I don't want to because I'm getting this beautiful paycheck of $1,500 to $2,000 a month. It all comes at a price, my friend. Sometime the piper will be coming and knocking on your door in the near future. And then you're going to be like, oh my gosh. You see, anything of value, anything worth having is worth working for. You have to have a good, strong work ethic. That's what made this country so great. We worked hard. We were honest. We helped our neighbor. We lifted each other up. We were there for each other. Yeah, we got tired. Sometimes we got knocked down, but we got picked right back up. You saw that today. Kevin McCarthy got knocked down. He will survive. Our democracy and our republic will survive. It will go on. It actually worked today for the American people, I believe. America, let's engage now more than ever. Time is drawing nigh. You know, my family fled Stalin on my mother's side. I'm a Russian Jew. And, you know, my papa, God rest his soul, my papa and my nana, we would go over there to their house on Sundays and we would sit around the dinner table. Yeah, back then we actually did that. Why don't we start doing that again? Why don't you have Sundays with Nana and Papa, or Grandma and Grandpa, or Mima and Papa, whatever you call them? Start passing down the stories of greatness of this country. They're not teaching it in schools anymore. They're not teaching civics, and they're certainly not teaching, of course, the Constitution. You know, get a hold of the Constitution. The Heritage Foundation gives them out for free. Sit around that table, tell stories of past family. Tell stories of the Constitution and the foundation of this great nation, and make America strong again by educating and giving wisdom and power to the next generation. The only way we're going to win is through love and activating truth and knowing our foundational roots. It's very strong. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to spend a few minutes. If you have a question you want to ask me, please put it on the screen, and I'm going to try to scroll through. Bear with me, everybody, because I do want to try to. Sorry about that, guys. See, I'm on my own tonight. I don't have my team. They weren't available, and I was like, I'm going live. So I pray for Americans and all who are on the front lines, especially what all the people like you are doing to help us. Thank you, Carol Moore. I appreciate that. You know, your prayers and your comments really do keep me going. It's really hard out here. I get knocked down a lot. You know, we really do need your time, talents, and treasures, everybody. It's not just a myth. I really do work hard for you guys. I fund most of this stuff myself, literally. I don't ask for a whole lot, but it's really powerful when we come together in unification. So if you want to be a partner with Women Fighting for America, you can go to our website. It's right there, Women Fighting for America, wffa.win, or support us through our affiliates. That's amazing, Tammy, and I will be at Bible study at 6 p.m. Good, Kimberly. See, there you go. Bible study together, in community together. I love it. We do always and every day dinners. Amen. Might be too busy at breakfast and lunch, but we are here. Good deal, Shirley. The children today can't even read the Constitution, for they don't know how to read. I know. Isn't that a sad state that our public education systems are failing our children? They're failing our kids. I don't know for the life of me why anybody keeps their children anyway in public schools. You know what? If everybody literally did a mass exodus out of the school system, and then took if you own a home and you pay mortgages, why don't you calculate what that part is that you give to the Department of Education on a state level? Keep that and actually hire a private tutor, make a co-op, make an educational co-op in your community. Go to a church and say, hey, can we use your church? Can we use this library? Can we use this building to train our children? Wow, that would be powerful. I think that's really or go to an alternative Christian school that's not sold out to BLM and closing their doors and all of this political correctness. So, you know, just do your due diligence. Take your kids out of the public school system. They're literally breeding little Nazis. God bless you. Keep you safe. Yes, they are failing us all. I know. Indeed, it was purposefully done. The eyes and hearts of the world are with you, Americans. Thank you, John. Who will become Speaker of the House? Great question, Tanya. Ooh, drum roll. You know, it's going to be interesting. You know, a lot of people are a little nervous because most people who don't understand how this function works, there's a slight chance that a Democrat could actually take the House, the Speaker position at the House. It's very slim. I don't think the Republicans will ever allow that to happen. But we do need somebody very, very strong and very constitutionally sound. So right now, everybody pray Pray, pray, pray that wisdom prevails. Call your congressman, call your congresswoman. Think about who you think is really fighting for the people and put their name up there. Make that phone call. Let's see, watching from Canada. Hi, Canada. I love Canada. Hi, Charlene. You guys are in a pickle up there, aren't you? You guys need to do the same thing we're doing here. And that is just activate and be strong and speak out. Praying for you, sis. You work so hard for our country and the American people. God bless you always, and your family and friends. Thank you, Yvette. That really means a lot to me. John 3:16, that's right. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that who shall ever believeth in him will not perish, but have eternal life. My granddaughter is not learning what she needs to. I would take my granddaughter out of public school, but her custody grandmother wants her there. Carol, we'll pray for you. It's really not a good place for your children to be right now, for the most part, in public school systems. God bless you, Christie, and your team. Thank you, Sue. We appreciate that. So again, Kevin McCarthy, Ousted has the House Speaker. Huge day, historical day in America. Let's fight. And if you guys could share this message, and then everybody out here, I am going to do appeal, because I don't normally, very often do I ever ask anybody to partner with us, but I am going to ask that tonight. There's so much work that we need to do. I'm fighting really, really, really hard, and I cannot tell you how much I'm fighting hard to change things, both from a law perspective behind the scenes that you guys can't see, on the front lines at the border, trying to work with sheriffs to literally close down the borders. There's a lot of things that it takes time, but there's a lot of things that are working behind the scenes. We're working with some incredible world leaders right now. We're planning a major, major event that I believe is going to be the game changer that we need. But I'm going to be honest, Tom Renz, if you guys don't know who Tom Renz is, he's an incredible attorney. Look him up, Tom Renz. Him and I were just talking the other day. We need to be funded. We need serious funds. And I know some of you can't, but you don't understand $1. If I get 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 people watching this, if we had everybody who actually truly watched this and gave $1, $2, $5, and heck, if you can afford more, please give more. If you want to sponsor us, if you own a business and God's been really good to you, monthly would be fantastic. If you can only give once, give once. But I'm telling you, Tom Renz and I are working on something incredible. Tom Renz Law. So look up Tom Renz. He's an incredible friend of mine. We are collaborating together, and I'll have him on my show, and he'll tell you the same thing. We're working on some very serious projects to save our republic called America. And we have little time to do it. So we really are in need of serious funds to fight back. The cabal has a lot of money. Soros, Bezos, they have multi-billions of dollars. We don't even have $1 million. We don't even have 100,000. So it costs money for us to fight for you. It's just that simple. I wish it didn't, but that's the facts. We're not grifters. We're not taking money. I'm not taking a salary. We give 100% of your donation goes to fighting for your security and your freedom, and your children and your children's security and your freedom. So please, right now, everybody watching, please donate right now. You can give, you can go to wffa.win, wffa.win, and give, and sign up to give. Please do so. That's all I have to say tonight. I didn't really want this to be so long. Love you guys. I believe democracy and the republic called America worked today. It was rightfully ousted. They weren't doing their job. They needed to be held accountable to stop being rogue. Borders need to be closed. If we need to shut down the government, we need to shut down the government to make this administration to stop spending and bleeding our taxpayer-funded dollars to illegals and to the Ukrainian war and to programs that are not beneficial to the American people or the Constitution or our way of life. So thank you, guys. wffa.win. I will see you soon. And if you're interested in learning more about the Ukrainian war, if you're interested in training in your city, if you're interested in anti-child trafficking training, you will actually go click on our website right now, and you'll send us an email and let us know that you want those specific things. And then you'll also donate and get involved. God bless you guys. And as always, God bless the United States of America. And hi, New York City. Yvette, you know what I'm talking about. You've got some nasty stuff in your city right now because of these policies. So God bless you. Christie Hutcherson on the front lines.